Okay, so we got a boatload to get to. So getting started, and that was a perfect segue, by the way. We are having another movie come back into theaters for the second year in a row from the 70s. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you know which one I'm talking about, but it's John Carpenter's Halloween.
Oh,
And this is going to be re-released again. And for the second year in a row, as I said, and it's going to be shown on more than 670 screen. It's going to be more than 670 screenings in about 415 theaters. So the last Halloween, and I say last because Halloween Ends comes out in I think about a month or 3 weeks, and so it's amazing because the first one opened October 25th of 1978 in drive-ins, believe it or not. So this is before the number of theaters we have today. But I think this brings up a couple of interesting questions. Number one, I mean, because look, this is not here for, to make money. I think it's basically here for promotional purposes. Number one, because I know you just went to go see Jaws the other day. Would you actually go see Halloween yourself? And number two, do you think this is going to spark any interest because this is the last Halloween movie?
Ooh, those are very good questions. Very good questions. First, I will say that I don't think I'll see the re-release. One of the reasons is because they just announced the re-releases of the Harry Potter films, and those I will be most likely seeing over the coming week. I don't know if I'll have time to see this Halloween re-release, but I mean, I think Halloween is a wonderful film. It's just I don't know if it's the type of film that I feel like I would need to see in a theater when there are, a lot of other films that really warrant that theatrical experience. I just rewatched I rewatched, but I saw for the very first time in theaters Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring over the weekend. And believe me when I tell you, I can only name a handful of films I've seen in a theater that I found to be as incredibly captivating to watch and just unbelievably different on a screen compared to a TV screen. And that Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring was one of them. I honestly, I felt like I had watched something that I was supposed to watch in theaters all my life. And I am so glad I saw it. And there are other films I do want to go, like Star Wars, the original Star Wars films I've never seen in theaters because I wasn't even alive when the re-releases of those films came out. So I am looking forward to, at least if people do go out to see Halloween, the 1978 version, I'm hoping that maybe they do get a similar feeling out of that, but I don't know if I will go because I don't know if I will get that feeling. And also, when you're talking about like Halloween Ends and whether people will go out to see it, they announced that the movie will be available on Peacock, day and date. And I think that might hurt it because...
No, absolutely. Yeah. I know you're absolutely right on that. And so I think that was the one thing that really, I mean, I was what? I think I was 3 when Halloween came out, so that dates me. But that was one of the very first horror movies that started, I mean, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I mean, the gamut of what the good old ones were. So look, they're not looking to make millions of dollars from this. I think there's a couple of things here. Number one, I think it's because Halloween. I mean, look, there's going to be Avatar's coming out in a couple weeks because of the re-release. The re-release of Avatar is because of Way of Water in December. I think number two, you're seeing a lot of re-releases because it is so dry at the theater. And we're having, I mean, Spider-Man No Way Home just made $5 million for its re-release week and whatever. And they're just hoping to generate this. And the last thing you just made mention of is it's day and date. I mean, if you've got the ad support, if you got the,
but like,
hell with it. I'll just see it. So
I mean, I really enjoyed the 2018 Halloween that was released, where they basically restarted the franchise again, bringing back Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode, and I thought that was a pretty good movie. But David, let me tell you, one of the worst films of 2021 was Halloween Kills. And I could not have been more disappointed in that film than I was. And I gotta say, it really made me not as excited for Halloween Ends. I've seen the trailers for Halloween Ends, and it looks like it definitely will get it back more to the roots of what I liked in the 2018 version. But honestly, it almost feels like this franchise... I mean, we only got 3 films. I don't think it needed 3. I think that you could have just made 2. And it would have been good, because it feels like it has already worn out its welcome. And that's something you don't want a movie to have, especially in a film that is the quote-unquote last film in this franchise. So...
until they reboot it in 20 years. All right, so what do you guys think? Like, are you excited to see Halloween Ends? Or are you going to watch it on Peacock? Or are you going to go see the 1978 version in theaters? Leave your comments down there so we can check that out for you, and I'll get back to you.